Hi, this is Big Kid, and the topic today is does normal exist post COVID?
Yeah, what do you guys think? What does normal exist post COVID?
Okay, my fault.
Pay
Yeah,
attention, Jordan.
I think things will go. I think things will go to normal. Like we'll get vaccines. We'll have more treatment. I think the virus would come down. I think ultimately coronavirus will become. I don't want to say regular flu because we don't really know what happens to you when you do catch it. But I think it will just become, as regular as other flus and sicknesses. So I think it will die down. Society will go back to normal, I guess.
What about you, Des?
Yes and no. I agree with what Jonathan's saying. Where after it's dealt with, COVID will be gone. Not gone, but not as prevalent as an issue. But to me, it's like because of how big this has been and how effective or how much it's affected people worldwide, it's caused a lot of change now, and I think those effects will last going to the future. Like for a vaccine to be made within a year is unheard of in the history of science. It just doesn't happen. So
Unheard of.
yeah, literally unheard of.
Just
So for scientists around the world to come together to do that and to make a vaccine within a year, it just shows that when people want to, they can really achieve things. So it's like I don't know.
Lucy, what about you?
Well, I think like how life is right now is normal now. Like
Okay.
we haven't fully gotten used to it, but I don't think society will go back to how it was before.
Mm.
Like now that COVID, like it's everywhere, things like this can happen in the future. And if they can carry on with the things like wearing masks on public transport, all of that, and the social distancing, then they can be more prepared for like no jinx or whatever. But like if it were to happen again with something else,
Yeah.
then we'd be more prepared and like there would be less deaths and all of that.
Interesting. Okay, Emma.
I agree with Lucy. I think people have learned a lot from the experience, and if something like this were to happen again, people would know what to do. I also feel like there's going to be like a weird transition period where we're allowed to go places without masks, and it's going to feel really weird to not not think about it automatically, because I feel like right now it's like second nature to be careful and to wash your hands and stuff like that. But also, I think in the last year, a lot of other stuff has happened in the world as well, which has had a very big impact. So I don't know if everything combined means that normal will still happen in the same ways after COVID, because I feel like there's been like different shifts in people's perceptions of things, and it might be different.
Steph, what are you saying? What do you think? There's something that's normal post COVID?
well, personally, I don't think there is a definition of normal. It's just how everyone sees life. To be honest, I think before COVID even happened, there wasn't such thing as normal. I think there was normal to people, like a version of their life that was normal, but I don't think there was actually normal.
How would we define normal though?
The way you look at
I
life,
think that's
the way
a
how
key
you want to
question.
do stuff.
The way you want to do stuff.
Yeah. The way you
Or maybe the
look
way
at
you're used
life.
to doing stuff.
Okay.
I think normal is dictated by society.
Normal. You said normal is dictated by society.
Yeah.
Elaborate for me, please.
For example, when someone told me that I eat pizza with a spoon, everyone here will be like, "Why do you eat pizza with a spoon? That's just abnormal. It's not what most people think is normal."
It is stated or is confirmed more socially, like that. That's probably social matter that dictate what normal means or what normal is. But
yeah.
But then, even with that, so then cool. So then that means we're in a new normal then.
Debatable.
Yeah, go on. You said debatable.
Very debatable.
Steph, did you say debatable?
Because I just think like the term normal just depends on how people look at it. Like as you said, it's typical. So lockdown would be typical because we've been through it for a long time, which means to some people it would be classified as normal. But to everyone who hadn't been like who isn't used to it, it's just something that's just a distraction and obstacle in a way that it's not normal and it's confusing.
Do you think this whole COVID lockdown period has had positive effects socially,
No,
or do you think that this is
actually,
completely negative?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
some
go on.
people that needed to realize, like, I don't know why it took so long to people to realize that you actually do need to like social distance just in general anyway. Let's say maybe you're on the tube and it's like crazy packed and one person has a flu and then they're coughing all over the place, but no one's really thinking about it because I don't know, we weren't thinking about it at that time. Then you get home and then maybe you have a cold now because you caught it from someone else and stuff like that.
Mm.
But things like spread anyway, but we just never thought about it because that was our normal. So
How has this period affected each of you individually?
I don't think it's had like a positive impact on me at all. Because like, especially with things like with football, especially
Mm.
my season last season was cancelled because of COVID.
Mm.
So,
This season, training, matches, all of that have been cancelled as well until further notice. And then on top of that, a negative impact, another negative impact that it's had on me is like on my mental health sort of thing.
Mm.
Because when you're stuck at home with the same, like even if it's your family, when you're stuck at home with the same people all the time for hours on end,
Yeah,
you're
say that
gonna
again.
get tired of it. Because I'm not gonna lie, these people irritate me so much. And like being stuck in the
like,
house with them for hours, plus doing online schoolwork with them around me as well. Yeah, nah, it's not cutting it.
You need your own period, but how about you, Destiny? How was this
um,
lockdown COVID period?
well, it's been negative overall because
Mm.
it's caused me to change in a lot of ways. Some good, some bad. Like before, I was just never in the house. I just didn't spend time at home. I was either
Mm.
I did work either in school or like at the library, or I'd go out and meet friends and stuff. So being at home 24/7 essentially is a complete deviation from my normal regular life. So
Mm.
I guess it forced me to spend more time with my mum, which I like. And I've also met some people online, just been talking to them, and it's fun and stuff. But online school, I'm not a fan of that either. I mean, now in this lockdown, I'm actually, you know, trying to maintain it because year 13, it's important.
What would you have done? Let's say you're the I don't know what the title, the chief of education in a
Chief
pandemic lockdown.
education sector.
Yeah. Education chief of the educational sector. There's a global pandemic lockdown. What would you have done?
Close schools from the get go.
Wow, that's a
Completely
very
closed school.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, they're saying, oh, you can't gather in groups of more than 6 people outside, but you
Yeah.
can gather 130 odd people in one year group. Times that by
Cool.
5 for secondary, plus an extra 2 year groups for sixth form.
Mm.
It doesn't make sense. And then you have staff and everything. It's several people stuck in a building, 32 in a class as well. Oh, you
Mm.
can't gather in more than 6 people outside.
But,
Look, I don't like
Understandable.
this entire thing as much as anyone else does. I don't think anyone would like to do 6 months of online school.
mm.
However, we've literally pushed ourselves back so far that this entire COVID situation is going to last much longer than it should have. Other countries
Mm.
have eradicated it, whilst we're living in the 18th century. It's not doesn't make sense.
I think I heard New Zealand are completely. Is it New Zealand?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it was
did.
done in like 2 months, my friend.
Well, they were in lockdown for 2 months, and then now
No,
they're
they were done with COVID in like 2 months.
look at that, man. Other countries are living the dream, man. We're
I
still
think they
here.
also like closed their borders at some point too. Is like another thing
Yeah.
that New Zealand did, and
Mm.
Australia are doing that too, and they've got super low rates as well.
Australia are done with it as well, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I think even Wuhan, I think they're completely done, and that's where this thing started from. and they're chilling.
Yeah, right. They're over it.
They're over it.
Yeah,
They're-
But they
they're
had like
quiet.
strict lockdown. Like as soon as it happened, they were like cutting
Yeah.
everything, like nada for like months.
How has this period kind of, I don't know, affected you guys? How has it changed the way you guys do things? But Jonathan, what you said?
I mean, me personally, that was my football just got affected a lot, and
Yeah.
then I think, I mean, not many things changed. Like for me, it was kind of just staying at home, kind of boring. Just what can I do at home? But I just said like, yeah, some people are gonna stay at home and not do nothing at home. But I kind of used the time I had at home to do things that I would have maybe never done because I didn't have the time to do it.
How about you, Emma?
For me, well, I started a new job, and it's a lot of screen time, like all day looking at your laptop. Because usually when you're talking to people, like even at school, you'd be talking to people face to face, your lessons are in person, but now it's like, oh, my eyes are hurting more. So I'm looking at the screen all the time. And then after work, my friends wanted to call me, and then I got tired, like really tired very quickly of like talking to a screen all the time. I got like exhausted from it. That's probably one of the main things. Also, the good thing that came out of it was that I found Big Kid actually last summer because of lockdown. So that was like the best thing to come out of it, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think this period has made people more socially awkward?